Welcome in to episode 4 of our Let's Play Humankind series titled Commonly Uncommon. We are focusing on a Commons Quarter strategy. If you want to catch up on how we got here in episode 4 to turn 28 in the ancient era, you could jump to the link in the description below. That will take you to episode 1 of this series, and you can catch up on everything we have done up until this point. We're playing as the Assyrians, and as you know, if you've followed any of my previous series, the ancient era is full of critical decisions on how you are going to use your influence in the early game. Influence is the most important themes-related thing that you could be collecting in the ancient era, and there are so many choices on what to do with your influence. That is what the focus probably of this episode is going to be. How do we continue to spend our influence? What are we going to choose to focus on as we go through? Will there be free people's interactions that will change what we are trying to do as well? Those are things to consider as we head into the game. Let's jump into gameplay and get some turns going right away. Here we are in our capital city of Assur. Assur is cranking. The capital is doing very well. We have 4 turns left to get a holy site in. I love that we're already working a holy site. Our religion is spreading at a pretty decent pace already, and we want to get those tenants early so we can try to maximize some of the tenants that we have early on in the game. Early tenants are the best way to utilize religion in a game of Humankind. I am still, and you'll continue to hear me say this until it gets done, if it ever gets done, I think that religion and faith need a rework in this game. Personally, I think that faith needs to be a star-based thing, very similar to money or influence. I don't think it needs to be it doesn't need to be something you could purchase things with, but I do think that it needs to be worth fame. It needs an era star assigned to it, because there's no real bonuses to religion outside of the tenants, and the tenants kind of fall away early on. There are other things you can use it for, like grievances and war and stuff like that, and we'll probably get into that as we go through the game, but I still think it needs a rework. Either way, we are focused on getting our holy site down here. Currently, our city is cruising along. We have 27 excess food. We're growing next turn, so that will continue to drop. We were building a maker's quarter right here. So we have a maker's quarter down in this spot. We have our holy site down here. In reviewing my holy site spot choice, I'm relatively certain we probably should have put it not adjacent to our commons quarter. I think we probably should have backed it off from the commons quarter one and then just surrounded it from there. I think putting it next to the commons quarter was probably not optimizing it. I don't think it's like a horrible play or anything like that. I just don't think it was the best play. Anyway, so we are working through our holy site, and we'll see where we go from there. We have options to put in a very quick granary. That might be very helpful for us. We also have a lumberyard, which would give us 7 more industry. Those are not small numbers at this point, so the Maker's Quarter will go in at some point, I am sure, but I do think that we might be playing around with some other things there, so we'll have to keep an eye on the city and how it is doing. We also have our attachment completed here and all of our things built in there, and we have our second city, Nineveh, is in. Our next goal, at least as stated by myself in previous episodes, was to claim this territory, maybe this one, because I think that we got to make some plays for some of these luxuries before our other friends on our continent do. This territory is going to help our city immensely. I think I'm going to stick with the plan of let's get a claim in here. This unit is the one that's going to go get this claim in. We'll get that claim in, and then we will run that attachment, right? So we need a bunch of influence, though, because we're going to have to buy in our Danu. We're going to have to buy in our resources. Actually, there are no resources here, so that will cheapen that up a little bit. However, I'm debating whether we will have access to ships by that point, specifically the harbor. We might. In fact, we probably will. 3 turns. If we go straight to harbor, 3 turns to get there, and then we could buy in a harbor as well, and that would give us the ability to crank out a boat. And I would like to get some boats in the water. The ancient era doesn't have a lot of curiosities in the water, if any, to be honest. But in the next era, we definitely want boats already floating around, and we want to explore it a little bit so we can start collecting naval or water-based curiosities, which can really further you in the next era. So we want to Probably we want to buy that in. There's a nice spot right in here to put a harbor, probably get some nice bonuses there. So I think we'll probably be trying to do that as we claim this territory. So it'll be a Danu and a harbor. That will get a little bit spendy. We also have to make the claim and the attachment. After that, we have some serious considerations to make about, are we claiming more land? We probably need to do. We can see that Plosif is already claiming out. Burley has claimed some substantial chunks of land over here. I'm less worried about Burley. Plosif could definitely push down into some of the territories that we want. Don't forget, there's an aggressive Free Peoples meandering around up here. We hope they stay up there. That would be optimal for us. If they come further south, that would be bad. I would love for them to take one of these territories up here. Here would be okay. Anything further south of that would cause us problems, as well as causing Burley and Plosif problems. I would love it if that Free Peoples that was aggressive just caused them problems and not me. There is a peaceful Free People right here. Now, they've been dancing around with our units for quite some time, and they have not put down a city. I would love for this peaceful Free Peoples to put down a city either in the Victoria Falls territory here or adjacent to it. We want a city with Victoria Falls as kind of the basis for it in this region, right? Now, we wouldn't have to buy that city in with influence if the Free Peoples put it in for us and we just went and took it by force. We do need to start creating an army with that in mind, obviously. We have access through the text to most of the things we need. We're also about to get access to envoys, so I want to crank out 1 or 2 envoys. We probably don't need more than 1 or 2 currently, because there's not a lot to collect. 1 even might get us started in this era. So we'll do 1. Probably leave it at that because we probably want to train some armies out after that, but we'll do 1 envoy, probably just be ready to replace that. We'll like build the envoy and then automatically disband one of our scouts back into that city to bring it back up to population. So we're basically going to be trading out scouts for other units here for a little bit. At least that's my plan anyway, because you can't upgrade scouts until you get to horsemen, and horsemen are pretty far away in the tech tree. So we want to be able to make those moves as appropriately here. We also technically need to get these horses online at some point in order to build our Assyrian raiders. So that's just something to think about. It would be an easy buy. We just have to purchase it. We can also actually... Oh, man, it's really tempting to... We can put this ebony in for some serious... Ooh, that might be our next play, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, this is ebony here, but it's just 1 ebony. But we could spend to get this 3... and substantially increase the production in our cities. That would be probably a very smart play. That is a 34. I mean, technically we want to put the Danu in first because it's going to increase in cost. Okay, we'll debate it. We'll debate it. We'll have to see what the claims all look like. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and end turn. Just to remind myself.
What is on your mind?
We have not we could just trade for horses. That would be an option as well. Now, we are making 4 golds. We're finally out of our gold deficit. We have 2 turns before we can make any more treaties with Burley.
Yes,
and
greetings.
Plosif
I hope you
has
don't
2
mind if I
turns
stare.
as well. And Plosif has copper, so not a lot of resources to speak of there for them. So that's actually fine. This works for us. Let's see what transpires here on the next turn, particularly with Free Peoples. All right, there's access to envoys, and as well as chariots and other things. Now, this is what I was afraid of. We probably needed to be watching these units and try to move them. I cannot remember if this guy can retreat. I'm betting that he can't, which would be kind of a pain. These guys are pretty damaged from fighting the bears that were up here. Where do we want these guys to go? I keep talking about this, but I could put them on auto, technically speaking. I do want them to heal up, though, and keep them headed like on the roof. Let's just look again. We're really just looking for curiosities with these guys. They're not close enough to the city. Oh, these guys were kind of keeping an eye on those Free Peoples, which have moved. I'm hoping not down here, although down here is still fine. It's not a great territory. Well, if they go over here, it's fine. Where are they going to put down? Where are they going to put down their claim? They've gone too far north. Okay, this territory would be okay. It's still adjacent. It's kind of far up there. Man, where are those guys going to go? I wonder if we have units in the territory. I wonder if they can't put claims in there. Okay, we need to come back here. That's something. Get up here. We're just searching for those curiosities, those lovely curiosities that will further our cause. That's all these guys are really doing at this point. This unit, just send them north. They need to repair as well, or heal and whatnot. Okay, so these guys are going to pop into this territory. This will give us an idea of our claim. So now we can see we have a 10-15 spot, which is very nice. That's probably going to be our spot. That's also what's surrounded. Well, how many river? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5-river surround. That's pretty nice. I mean, we could get probably more river if we go in here somewhere, maybe. Or honestly, that's probably going to be really good. It's the high production, high food. So that's going to be our play. We have the 63 to put it down already. So we'll go ahead and get that in on the next turn. That's going to be... In fact, I might as well just... Let's see, 9-16 or 10-15. Which one gives me a better kind of escape? It doesn't particularly matter. We're going to be on river no matter what. Let's go with the 9-16. We'll do that on the next turn. We're just going to immediately do that. And then we're gonna try to get that attached as quickly as possible, right? So we want extra influence to be able to buy in our units and things from that. Okay, these guys are literally just... Which direction are they facing? I asked that question because it tells me which way they were going. So they were going in this direction. We'll just have them continue exploring in this particular land. And then we'll send them back down into the south to see what we can see. The human animal. As your civilization grows, you must recognize your cities are not simply engines of production. They're also people in our cities. All right, minus 50% on garrison industry costs and minus 50% on commons quarter industry costs. We are definitely building these. However, here is my current problem. We're buying these in with influence. We are not purchasing them based on industry costs, and I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. I do think the two are mutually exclusive from each other. I think that if we decrease the industry cost, I don't think that will decrease our buy-in cost, although that is something I would like to test, but I want to test it after the next turn. Well, we have enough to put it in. You know what? Maybe we should... We're going to test it next turn. Remind myself to test that next turn. Because we'll have our territory claim down, so we'll wait till the territory claim is in, and then we'll actually see what the difference in cost is from that. That's what my current plan is anyway. All right. Fishing in 1, let's get access to harbors. I want to be able to get some boats out on the water. We also want to get to organized warfare as quickly as we can if we're going to run a war. And obviously at some point, flood irrigation, public fountain might not ever be too important for us, but flood irrigation is going to be really nice for our cities as far as growth is concerned. We don't even have our granaries in yet, so we're not like rushing for that or anything. And our science is kind of churning at a very high pace right now, so just things to think about as we go. We can still retreat. Okay, so that's good. We can still retreat. That's what we're going to do. Please, no, don't go that way. Don't go that way. I think those guys might die.
All right.
Those guys might die. We'll send these guys after this curiosity. These guys are going to be on like some sort of mission to go north now. I'm actually going to path them north. Or maybe into Burley's land. Maybe we can go into Burley's land, yeah? Because we're friends. Maybe we try something like that on the next turn, like right away. Try to like outmaneuver these guys. We don't want to draw them south anymore. We're hoping we can draw them back into one of these territories. I don't want to push them in that direction at all. Burley is pushing south pretty heavy and has a large army. Huh. Burley, what are you doing, sir? This territory has been demilitarized even though I've claimed it, which is interesting, so... Something that maybe Plosive was interested in at the last turn. Burley has a small army heading towards me. We have a good relationship, but that doesn't mean too much when it comes down to it. So we'll have to see how that goes. I know we don't need to check this, and I think we are cruising. Let's hit the next turn button. Earn 71 influence. Racking it in. There is our harbor. There is our science, one of our science stars. Oh, and we want to press this button. I almost forgot. Okay, we got our guys over here. We're going to hope they... Okay, and here is the claim. So there we go. That's fine. We got a couple curiosities collected. 1 gold and 1 of the influence and science variety. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Burley has claimed this land. A fascinating claim. Burley wanted the copper, I guess. So Burley going outside of his territory to come down into our land. And now what we thought... was going to be Plosive aggressing us on the claim front with territories is actually going to be Burley. Now, conveniently, these aggressive free peoples have also put down right next to Burley, so hopefully they give him a little trouble. I don't mind Burley having this territory. I was not planning on making that particular claim. Now, we will have a problem if he comes down and claims here, because this is where we want to be, right? This is where we want to set our border, is right about here, because we also want this desert tile, because it's got some papyrus in it and another strategic. So, again, I'm fine giving up the copper. I think that's okay. But we now have to think about making some claims, using our influence to extend our reach a little bit. Might be a good idea at this point. Our cities are optimized. We're getting some good influence per turn. I do want to get this city connected still. I think we still need to do that at the least before we start making more claims. But I think that rather than saving up for a wonder, it's tempting. And rather than going for yet another city this early, I think we need to get our claims in down here before we get pushed in that direction. It looks like this is going to stay open for at least a little bit of time. Plosive is expanding in kind of a very natural way. Hasn't made any over-aggressive claims. I think that if Plosive makes over-aggressive claims, probably down in this direction. So I think we need to get our claims in here, and then we'll start working towards a city up here. Again, the objective being, they haven't done it yet. These free peoples put down their outpost. Not so much for the free peoples over here. In fact, we can't even see them again. So I don't know where they've gone, but I'm hoping they put a claim in somewhere that will be advantageous for us. Okay, I think we were going north with these guys. So let's just stick with that plan. A lair? Perfect. Would love to burn that down. Go ahead and burn that lair down. We'll get a little bit of gold in our coffers. These guys just picked up a curiosity, and we could probably send them coastal.
Off we go.
Just gonna keep them moving towards like fog areas. Again, we kind of just came from here, so we'll see if we can find anything there. Maybe doubtful. These guys can continue. I think we're going north with them as well. Let's work in a northerly direction, trying to get back on rivers. This guy has escaped the wrath of this free peoples, and probably needs to be... I don't think we have another unit to start claiming down here, so conveniently, these guys can move up and maybe make claims here. This guy, I think... Does he have any veterancy? He does not, so he could become a disband as well. Let's get him down here. And what's the fastest way we can get into this territory? It's three turns either way. Our claim is more over here, probably, on river. So let's go to here. We're going to sneak into this territory. We want to get this claim in. Burley is now aggressing us from a territory claim standpoint, so we want to make sure we get that taken care of. Get our claims in the way we want. These guys could also start coming up, just in case. Hey, that's nice. Grab that on the next turn. That's why we're doing what we're doing. All right, Nineveh is prepared. Grab its next thing. Now, we have not built a farmer's quarter here, and there is a nice farmer's quarter location to escape out and get some more food. I think that's probably our play here. Farmer's quarter is a 6 cost, but I think that's where we want to go with this city next. That's 8 food, and it gives us a nice little escape point here. In fact, maybe... Actually, we kind of want to work towards our Danube. What was the plan with this Danube? I guess harbor, and then some market quarters and stuff? I can't remember why we put it there, but we did, so we'll just run with that. We can also train... Oh, we also want to train an envoy. Or buy an envoy. We have the gold. Should we just buy an envoy out of our capital? That actually seems like a decent idea. Our growth is slowed down here, so perhaps we go ahead and buy out an envoy. An envoy only costs us 219. That's pretty cheap. Actually, all of our units are pretty cheap. We could buy an army right now if we wanted to.
Your first envoy. This seasoned traveler represents you abroad, and also has quite a nose for intel of interest.
That is what the plan is. We want to grab if we can get a diplomat star in the ancient era, it's tough. Even as a diplomat culture, it's tough to do. So it's definitely something we want. Okay, I'm going to tech us. It's really tempting to just grab irrigation. I'm going to tech us to organized warfare so we could use reinforcements. I think that's really potent. So let's get that. Oh, actually, we need sailing to get a boat as well. Oh, so many decisions. All of these would be good things to do. We don't have Pentaconters. Like, we have a harbor, but we don't have Pentaconters until we get sailing. Let's get sailing first. Let's get sailing first. I want some Pentaconters out on the water. I'm going to go for sailing. It's a 3-turn research, then we'll switch to organized warfare. I still don't think we need irrigation quite yet, which is weird to say because it's very powerful. I do think we can make some treaties on this turn. So let's do that.
To see you.
No crises as of yet. Everything's been pretty clean between our empires. Could just propose an alliance. He's friendly. I think we could just do it. I want to be friendly with Burley, although if he aggressive settles us, we might end up in problematic territory. It's actually risky to declare this alliance. Maybe we just sign like a non-aggression pact or something. Even that doesn't do what we want, though. I don't want open borders, that's for sure at this point. Sharing maps is not super advantageous to me. Let's just propose the alliance.
I have a proposition.
Okay,
for
he
you.
declined.
I think you'll like it.
This is telling
Neither
and
interesting
beautifully.
nor desirable.
We now can go collect on a little bit of diplomacy. Get a little bit of leverage going.
Tell me about yourself.
Which is great. Let's go trade everything.
We would all
51
benefit from
gold?
growing
Alright,
closer.
Plosif, it's fine.
Yes,
You paid
I
me
cannot
40 for
dispute
something
the
earlier.
benefit in that.
Alright, reverential. So I think an alliance is probably in our future here as well.
You come from...
Okay. Perfect. Next turn, Nineveh has gained pop. Beautiful. Ransack successful. Building up our coffers. Oh, Burley is about to claim this land. Burley's making moves towards this land. Plosif is making moves down here, and you can see they have armies and we do not. So maintaining good relationships right now, probably in our best interest. This guy, we need to get into that territory as quickly as we can. There's a curiosity collect. That's going to take us another 2 turns just to get in here. Oh. Man, we may have to use our expansionist ability if they make this claim. Burley certainly seems to want this claim. He's in a spot that tells me he probably is going to make a claim soon. So, let's probably just auto-explore here, right? Although we did just generate a grievance. Where would that grievance be? Is it going to be up in Burley's land? Yeah, he's going to head up towards Burley's land, so that's fine. We'll get him out. He'll just go do his thing. I don't like to manipulate my envoys too much. Just let them do their thing. All right, we got units everywhere. Uh-oh, we have an aggressive Free Peoples or a bear. Oh, it's a bear. Is a bear, so it's fine. Those guys will be just fine. I'm going to send these guys down south on the coast again, so we'll just keep them moving. Looking for curiosities. We have a lot of influence. We were probably supposed to spend that on the last turn, weren't we? We have a unit that was going to a spot, and I may have moved him incorrectly. We'll have to find out. Okay, those guys are fine. Where do I want to go with these guys? We just came from here with these other units, so maybe we cross, like, north with these guys, maybe? I don't know. We'll go this way. Right, those guys will be fighting bears here in a second. These guys are all the way north and avoiding those Free Peoples, but we might as well get a little exploration done while we're here. Just see. What does Burley's land look like? Interesting territory shape. These guys were also headed in a northerly direction, so we'll just get that continued. Oh, these guys did put their claim in. That's right. So we had them doing the right thing. Okay, that's in on the next turn. We have 200 influence to spend. We're definitely going to make this claim, right? So if we can get there, we're going to make this claim. So let's keep that in mind, and then let's send this guy. Does this guy have veterancy? He does. So we don't necessarily want to disband this guy. Let's send him over here to possibly make claims in this direction. We'll get him into the territories we want. Oh, wait, there's that. Go this way. Change your run. All right. All right, this guy's grabbed that. That's beautiful. We definitely wanted it. Let's get these guys up in here as well to potentially debate making claims. We definitely want that claim as well. So I think we're just going to set up for a bunch of claims here in the near future. We're just going to kind of cut any of that further expansion off as we go. Independent peoples, minus 50 on higher cost, minus 50% of signing treaties. This used to be the play every time. Fellow peoples used to be a huge play because you wanted that cost reduction. Now, you can still make some pretty substantial science gains signing the 2nd level treaties with Free Peoples. The aggressive Free Peoples settled far north of us, so we don't need this right now. I am going to save to put in, which one was it? Fundamental values. Yeah, fundamental values I want to save for, so we can put that in. And we don't need city cap yet. We also want to make sure we get our slaves civic chosen as we get towards having more Danus in and things like that. All right, now this is a single bear. If we instant resolve, yeah, we lose the unit. So we're gonna have to fight this. We're gonna have to make this manual. We're gonna set our gentleman on some sort of high ground, like these two spots. We give up our. Let's see. We want this guy protected. We could do something like this. That might be the best way to try to save our guy. If the bear comes up this way and tries to run this attack, he's at least attacking from river to high ground non-river. Might be the best way to try to save this particular unit. Perfect. He's going to come down and just allow us to double attack into him. This works. Alright, so we'll get some gold out of that. Not a particularly great fight. We'll get some veterancy for our guys. One of them is promoted from that, which is nice. So, more bears dead. That's not a bad deal for us. And no further claims have been made. We have one turn left here to get that down. And we really should probably put this ebony. We'll see on the next turn. A lot of things happening on the next turn. So let's go next turn, and then we'll see what we're going to do with our influence. We're going to have 277 influence to spend. So let's see how that goes. This guy is not getting... Yeah, he's got another couple turns to get to where we need him to make a claim. If Burley gets that claim in, we may need to make an aggressive move. See where he goes. He claimed it.
You have built a holy site. With luck, this will secure tranquility the way police secure the streets.
Bunch of Agaushas coming down, which is like, we don't want to fight Agaushas with our Assyrian raiders for sure. That's a good counter to us. This is bad though. Yeah. That is a claim that we wanted, and we slow played enough that Burley was able to aggressively forward settle us. If he doesn't attach it, we could attempt to claim it back using our expansionist ability, but this is not looking promising. You knew we were going to get forward settled. I just didn't think that was going to be the forward settle that was going to happen. That was not the forward settle I was expecting, for sure. Let those guys go after that. These guys were going southerly. We'll keep them down here, although if there's a curiosity here, we'll kick ourselves. These guys were also headed this direction. Where's the Free Peoples that was here? What happened to them? What happened to them? All right, these guys are just exploring Burley's land, essentially, so they're not being super useful right now. And then these guys were also just moving in kind of a northerly direction. We'll just keep them kind of going this way. Oh, that's what we're looking for. Let's snag that away from Burley's envoy. So Burley has envoys out as well, so lots of interesting things transpiring currently. We have decisions that need to be made. Okay, we're going to pop into this territory. That's our... Obviously, this is our next claim. Where's the claim here? Oh, man, this land is... There is technically a river, but that's not... That's neither here nor there. So we're probably claiming, like, somewhere in here to give us access to both production and food. Maybe even here, something like that. Then we can spring off both directions to try to get something done. So, let's go... Actually, let's just find out. 5-7. 5-7 or 4-8. And this 4-8 actually might be the nicest spot. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that spot, actually. This 4-8 spot. I think that's probably our location. Let's just have these guys go sit right here. We'll just have them skip for now. Alright. Now we have to decide, okay, in our capital, we are currently switching to build this Maker's Quarter. Do we need this Maker's Quarter? We don't particularly. So, do we switch to a granary really quick, or do we get the Maker's Quarter? Maybe we finish the Maker's Quarter? A lot of things we could debate. Or, we start churning out an army. The aggression here has me thinking we probably need to go army. We've got Tassetti archers, which are definitely going to be better than ours. Warriors and spearmen. Now, we could also get access to horses, and which would unlock our raiders for us. Which would be good against Burley, but not good against Plosif, because Plosif has the Agaush anti-cav units. We are going to go pillage with them if we build them. We need 4 horses, and we only have access to 3, so we'd have to trade with Burley. to get the horses that we need in order to wage the war, which is unfortunate. Do we have any horse? Okay, maybe Ploso could get some horses for us. That would help a possibly substantial amount. I don't know what the feelings are between these two as well. There could be some aggression here, possibly. I'd be down. I'd be down for that, obviously. That'd be fine. So let's go over here first. We need to go to Dalim, and we need to purchase in our different pieces of the puzzle here. So let's go. Doesn't really matter. Both these are going to increase the cost. We're going to be able to get both in anyway. Let's go Danu. And where do we want our Danu? In this particular instance, probably up here somewhere. Because we're going to build out probably in this direction. We could stick it right here. It's not a bad little spot. We could also go up here too. I feel like we're going to get some districts out in this area. So let's go. I'm going to go up or down. Up, probably up, because that's going to be the most defensive spot. We're going to go there. Also buy in our harbor. 7-3, or do we go interior with a 6-3? I feel like the 6-3 gives us more opportunities, and I like putting it in nooks because we can get more market quarters around it. Plus, it just looks cooler, in my opinion. It's going to be our first major port anyway.
Your first harbor gives access to endless expanses of the vast blue seas, great voyages and discoveries. Should have done this ages ago.
Well, it's turn 32, Mr. Sir Narrator. All right, and let's get this attachment run as well. There we go. There's an expansionist star. And we are cruising through the air. Nineveh is now up and running. You can see statistically we're looking very good. We could probably push gold, to be honest. Let's go that and then gold over science, maybe? We're pushing science pretty heavily, and we're probably going to want to probably switch our other city off of science as well. We're getting science at a pretty substantial pace. All right. We've got lots of good things going on here as well. Okay, so we're cruising at food. They're going to keep growing at a very rapid pace. We'll probably be able to train one army out of this city and another army out of Assur. So, all of that being said, we have 184 influence. Oh, we forgot to do the test. We forgot to test! We can test in Imai, I guess. So they're 28 right now. I'm gonna run a quick test because I want to know. I want to know. So, do industry costs directly influence buyout costs? Shouldn't use the word influence there. So our Danus are currently 28. If we go to our civics and we go to fundamental values, we can do a 50% decrease on commons quarter cost. So if we enact public happiness, which is actually something that's good for us, we actually want this as well. So if we enact public happiness and reduce our commons quarter industry cost, will it reduce? Well, wait, let's make sure. I don't remember the number. 28. Will it reduce from 28? Let's find out.
A bit of flexibility and freedom is more than worth a bit of risk, right?
It does. It does. We should have done it before because it would have saved us influence. Wow. That makes the Danu cost 15. That is monstrously cheap. And it's basically just a must build, right? We're getting 3 influence per turn. In 5 turns, it just pays for itself. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's just build everything in this territory, I think. Well, no, we can't. Hold on. We have claims to make. We have claims to make, but I think the 15 is like well worth, right? Well, if it's attached, would we get that influence? Not sure we would. Because usually you don't. That's an excellent question as well. We also are making 91 influence per turn. We could easily save up for a 3rd city at this point. And slap a 3rd city in up here. But we have some decisions to make about making claims in this general vicinity. Earliest put this claim in. We're going to put this claim and this claim down pretty much right away. In fact, we can do this one right now. Can these guys move here? We're going to move this guy. We're just going to put a claim in and then move it. So we're going to get this claim in because I want this papyrus and I want this strategic. So we're going to put this claim in. These guys are going to put this claim in. And then this guy's going to come over and put this claim in. So that will get the claims in that we need, right? We don't have, this territory we don't have to have. We'd love it, but it doesn't have anything in it. And then the rest of it is going to be like up here. And we kind of need free peoples to make some moves there. So we lost 1 territory that we wanted. It had some gold in it. I get the feeling we might want to, do some stuff there. Wait, look, there's Mr. Dude, where are you going? There's leverage right here, man. Come back here. Come back and get this leverage. Okay. So, what this tells us is we can make this claim right now. Just put this down. We just put this down. 73 cost. It's adjacent to our city, so we're totally fine there. And we get this growing for an extra turn. Let's just do that. So there's claim number 1. Claim number 2 will be the Sahara. Claim number 3 will be this papyrus here. That will lock up our resources over here. Then we have a decision to make on what we're going to do about this claim that Burley made here. We're playing the Assyrians. We should go burn it down. So, with that in mind, we have a 19 food here. We have 8 population. Once this guy has put this claim in, this unit, who has no veterancy, is going to come down and disband into our capital city. So we're going to take this guy, make a claim, and then he'll come and disband into this city. You know what? We actually probably don't have to make this claim right away. I bet we can move this guy over here to get an actual proper claim in on this. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. And so this city, I think, our capital needs to start training our army out. So I think we can even buy. We could start buying it. We need a 4-stack army. I'd like to have raiders though. So because we want to have some raiders, let's go down here. Let's buy in 63 influence. I'm getting 91 per turn. We're getting the 91 per turn means that we can make a claim next turn regardless. Let's put the 63. Can we do 15 plus 25? That is 40. And that doesn't leave us with enough to put this in. 40 plus 35 doesn't leave us with enough to get the horses in this turn. So we couldn't start building the raiders until next turn. Unless we just... Oh, sorry. This is only 22. How does that math work? 35, 40. 40 plus 22 is exactly what we have. Except for that this cost is going to go up before we put this in. Once we put this in, this cost will go up. So we might have to forfeit putting the harbor in for cheap. Let's get this in for cheap, just to get us started at least. We want it to be over here, right? That's what we decided. We just put it like here, probably. Let's go here for that. And then this is now 35, which is too expensive, right? 35 and 22 is too expensive for the 48. So if we want the horses in now, we have to just increase the cost of the harbor a little bit. That's fine. I'm just going to get the horses in. And then we have to buy at least a single horse from Burley as well if we want to be able to start building that unit. Which is who we're going to aggress with shortly. Which is funny, but we'll go ahead and purchase. We might as well just buy them all, right? Well, no, let's buy one. We're going to go up by 18 gold per turn. So we're going to drop to minus 11, which is problematic. So we're minus 11 gold now, but we're also going to purchase. So we're going to build a raider, I think, because they're going to cost the most, right? Archers and raiders, yeah. We're going to purchase a warrior to get our army started. We'll build a raider, switch him in, and then we'll build an archer, and we will buy a warrior, and that will increase our growth anyway. Okay, and we'll probably go 2 raiders, 1 archer, 1 warrior. We could go 2 archers, 1 raider. Maybe we go 1 raider, 1 warrior, 2 archers. Archers are really powerful. They've got spearmen. Maybe we don't overcommit to the raiders. Maybe we put 1 raider in an army and we maybe go double archers to try to fend them off with archers. They don't have horses, so our archers are relatively speaking safe. For a period of time anyway. Okay, we got this claim in. We're going to try to get this claim in. I'm not too worried about somebody claiming this. Plosiv's not going to put a claim in the desert, to be honest. The AI is too smart for that. So we'll probably get to move this guy over here and get the claim in. These guys could even probably get there first. Maybe we go disband this guy right away. We'll see what happens on the next turn. We spent all our influence. We're spending some of our gold. We're now at a deficit on gold, though, so we need to pay attention to that. Let's end turn tempted to like start building an army out of Nineveh right away as well. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Mount Roraima has been locked. Our boats are now Burley, what are you doing? What's your plan here? What are you trying to pull, sir? These guys can come up here. I think our claim is somewhere in this vicinity, so we can come up here and do that. These guys, their claim is going to be on river somewhere in this vicinity. Let's just get them on river over here. We'll be able to see actually what their claim is going to look like. 12-4, 8-7 is a bit more balanced, but the 12-4 is probably the play. That gets us like maximal river coverage as well. And we have an escape. From here, we can escape. Well, you don't have a good market farmer's quarters escape. Although this is not woods, so the farmer's quarters just go down here. The market quarter goes up here. And then you probably put your Danu like up adjacent to something over here. So I think we put this down here probably. That's probably the spot for that. We have... This costs 85. It is adjacent, but it's just going to increase cost. So we could probably put that down on the next turn. And then these guys can put this down, arguably on this turn, technically. Depending on where the claim is. But the claim might be right here. 8-4 might be our best bet. That's not a bad spot at all. I'm not opposed to this 8-4. That gets us escape. We can escape out to here pretty quickly. Get some farmers' quarters in. We can build market quarters in this direction. That's actually the spot. This one costs 110 to get down. We can still put them both down, I believe, on this next turn. Let's just get the claim in. Done. Done. We're claiming up the land. We're eating up land, and we're gonna have to try to use our expansionist ability on the Nubians. Let's go here and switch. Oh, we're not actually working any of the science, but let's switch to gold just in case. Once we want to increase in pop a couple times, we want to make sure we're taking gold when we can. And our next influence save, we're going to put this in. That'll be the influence for next turn. And then probably we could start saving either for a wonder or a fourth city. And we got to start buying in some of our stuff and maybe make some additional attachments. I don't mind attaching 3. I think that's probably fine. So we kind of do that. Okay. So we're rock and roll. These guys have collected something. We have demilitarized a new land. Where? Oh, his own. Smart. Oh, Roraima has been locked by another empire that we have not met, so there's some things going on the other continent now. We still have not seen this peaceful free people make a claim, which probably means they're nowhere near Lake Victoria anymore, which is slightly saddening. A bear? It's 2 bears. 2 bears, 2 units. Oh, there's a curiosity up there as well, it looks like, just north of the bears. Do we have any other units around here? We don't. I like the double bear. These guys are too damaged to, like, fight bears right now. We can start sending these guys down that way. If we need reinforcements from the bear. Alright, this guy is still traversing Burley's land. We'll at least get a peek at Burley's land. He is currently dealing with these aggressive free peoples. They're definitely going to attack him. The scout riders are gonna take a fight there, probably, I would assume. Burley's got an envoy here, and oh, we can send. These guys are still damaged, but we can send them maybe down through Plosiv's land. Wasn't the best for collecting curiosities, but might have to reinforce this 2 guy over here. Okay, here is a warrior. He is going to hang out and wait for the rest of his army, right? We have more gold. We could technically buy our first archer and then train one. We'll check that on the next turn, depending on how our gold is going. And we have sailing now, so we can also purchase a pentacontra. That may actually be the play. Let's tech to organized warfare, because that's what we want, the ability to reinforce armies together, because that will make us more powerful. If they can reinforce and we cannot, it's bad news for us, right? Reinforcing is a very powerful mechanic in this game, so we definitely want to be able to do that. Nineveh could technically buy a pentacontra probably right now. How much would a pentacontra cost? 222, and that sacrifices getting our army out when we could just build one in 2 turns. We wait 5 turns to get a pentacontra in the water. We have not seen a single curiosity spawn yet in any of the water we can see. I think we wait. Let's wait. We'll build a pentacontra out of Nineveh next. That will be kind of Nineveh's next goal. check our treaties really quick.
Tell me what is on your mind.
2 crises. We want to collect those before we get rid of them. We have purchased horse. They have gold. Do we have the money to buy this? Because gold... Oh, you know what? But that's... that's this gold. That's the gold we want. So we don't want to buy it if we're going to try to take it. Right? So let's not do that. Although normally buying stuff that's worth gold it will pay for itself most of the time, so you always want to do it. In this particular instance, I think I'm going to hold off.
Your empire is an enigma.
They have copper, but I don't need it. And we're good on that. Okay, we're coming back around to grab this, so we'll get a little leverage just in case a war breaks out between Burley and I. I don't want it to, but we're going to have to burn this down. Tapacu is going to have to get burnt down, and Burley will take offense to that. Now, we're going to use our ability to do it, our expansionist ability, so that will be handy, hopefully. He might defend from it, but again, if we have the army we want, I think if we're using our ability, which I would assume counts as pillaging, basically, but I'm not sure if that's true. We would get a lot of bonuses because we're the Assyrians, so...
You have marched out your first emblematic unit.
We have.
Congratulations. Do try to keep them alive.
This is very fast. This guy should be able to grab this on this turn. Otherwise, Burley could... Plosive could get it because he's playing a diplomat culture. Perfect. Right, so these guys can go back to...
Over there. Let's go.
Oh, we have an event. Check the event. A blank slate. A proud port of Nineveh. It's telling strange stories. Okay. We can elevate him and get industry, but minus... That pushes us towards that. I don't really want to go towards that. Get fanatical, spread our faith really fast. We can welcome him and push our science. I mean, the idea of pushing science is not bad. This keeps us on the right side of the geopolitical axis where we want to be. We have a ton of science, though. I don't like going this direction, but the 15 industry... Check. Oh, we're actually having stability problems here. So that's a big negative on taking a stability so punch. So it makes our decision right easy, right? Because I can't... Minus 10 stability would be bad. So we'll just take the science, welcome him in, take the science, push ourselves in the right direction on the geopolitical axis. And that's... again, would have been nice to have the extra production there for sure. We also probably need to get our embassy built. Okay, so we made our claims here. These guys can grab this. We have no influence because our other claim has gone down. So our claims are now in. There's the bear attacking our poor units. And let's see. We probably can disband into our city that is training our army. Some of these guys. Veterancy? Oh, these guys have veterancy. So no to that. But this guy has no veterancy. So we can disband him into our capital. So let's cross him into... Got to get him all the way into the territory, though. Where's our capital's territory line? Just move him into our capital. We'll disband him, and our army will be just replenished by doing that, right? We're going to cross this guy across the top.
Follow me.
Keep an eye out for curiosities in the water, because I think that that would be fascinating to see if we see any in the ancient era. I doubt that we will, to be honest. And these guys I might just put on auto.
I'm on it. Off we go.
Hey, a lair. We'll go burn that down on the next turn. This guy's the guy in Burley's territory. He's kind of been nice because he can keep an eye on kind of what's happening. Let's get a full... Holy Site is way to the north.
Off we go.
We're maneuvering through Burley's land. He might take offense to that at some point, but... Alright, these guys actually need to heal, so let's keep them... I wonder if we can bring them back into our territory, get them healed up a little faster, just so we can do something with them. Also, do any of these guys... All these guys are going to have decent veterancy. Because they've been fighting people across the... Well, that guy already has a promotion. This guy's near a promotion. This guy's near a promotion. So you don't want to disband any of them, potentially. But what about this guy? Does this guy have veterancy? He has a little tiny bit. We could disband that guy, and I wouldn't be too upset about it. Alright, so here we are building our archer. And we could buy another archer and have a full army, and then go do our maneuver. And I think that's probably the play. So, let's spend the money. We'll buy out our second archer for this group. I think that's what I want. I want one horseman. to do flanking maneuvers, a couple archers to take shots, and then I think, based on what I'm seeing here, right, they've got the spearmen, so we don't want to overcommit to units on the ground. And we want 2 archers to be able to combat their archers. And obviously, these Aga-Ushas we don't want Cav going against them if we have to fight them. Right now, the fight would be with Burley, right? So let's go ahead and we'll buy out an archer. Yeah. So archer. So this army will be full on the next turn. We'll have raiders, warriors, archer. I like that army comp. I think that's going to work for us. Let's see, these guys, this guy can probably go do this and hang out down here. This guy, can I just float? Like we float around? Could use them as potential reinforcements into a fight over here. Maybe we have them kind of float in this-ish direction, you know? Just in case we want to reinforce a couple of scouts into like a fight to push it our way. Alright, if we instant resolve, we lose a unit. I don't know if we'll have much luck otherwise either. We could stand ground on, like, here. I think we might lose this fight. But if we lose the fight, it's not a problem, right? Let's manual fight it. It's 2 bears, though, right? Oh, man. 2 bears. We could stand. Or they're on river. All right, let's manual fight it. You know what? What the heck? We'll scoot off. We could sit right here. But they're going to take this. And then we'd have to fight it. We're going to take it anyway. It's bears, so... Oh, that's like super low ground, though. Let's go back here. Let's go back here and see what happens. Okay, these guys can attack down. These guys will just defend. I think, right? Kill a bear. Let's just defend. Perfect. We'll move this guy here. This guy, come here, and run this step. Nice! Alright, we didn't lose a unit. Perfect. Bears dead. 20 gold in our coffers to keep us from losing copious amounts of gold. Okay, we're coming up at the end of the episode. I think we got time for one last turn. We're maneuvering through some very heavy geopolitical...
A pleasure to see you again.
...problems. We have 1 turn until we can do that. And what's up with explosive?
How do you do, whoever you are?
1 turn till we can. So 1 turn to trade. So we got a bunch of things to do on this next turn. All right, let's do it. Let's take a shot at it. See if we can't. We'll get 1 final turn in. All right, what's gonna happen? Our war. That's gonna be done. We can start saving influence again. I think we probably should put in some of our luxuries. More of the news, maybe. There's an agrarian star. Oh, we should check stars too, eh? Got them floating around. Okay, so there goes... Losif is just kind of heading out. Just doing so... Oh, man, there's... What are you doing? Where are you going? Come get these 2. Burley is literally, like, threatening at my doorstep. Burley wants something to go down, I feel like. Let's disband this guy, as was the plan. Back to 6 in our capital. Throwing in 2, that's perfect. And our army is ready to go. Now, is the army prepared to make the maneuvers they need? We're going to maneuver them in that direction. Take them out this way. We could also use some of our influence to give us that +1 combat strength. That's also another possibility. These guys are in the middle of nowhere. Oh, there's another layer. There's another layer and more bears down here. These guys are super damaged, though, so we really shouldn't be involving them in anything we're doing. There we go. Oh, another layer. Man, they're going to have to fight a bear anyway, aren't they? We gotta head in that direction, but there's going to be bears attached to that layer almost assuredly. Oh, hey, cool.
Let's go.
I'm not too worried about bears. They can be kind of a pain at this point. There's more gold, so that's actually really helpful for us. We'll get these guys ransacking, because that actually will help us. I think that will give us our bonus, right? Because we're the Assyrians, so if the bears attack us, which they will on the next turn, we should have bonus. If they attack us from the right spot, we might be able to grab high ground, although it's going to be on river, so it doesn't really matter. That'll be an interesting fight as well. All right, and then these guys can keep going back down this way, probably, and explore these territories. Where did that Free Peoples go? Did the bears kill them? Did the bears assassinate the peaceful Free People? Where are they going? Why won't they put a city down? These guys don't have their city in yet. We got to make this move on Burley before he turns this into a city. I don't think he'll turn that one into a city, would he? That'd be wild if he claimed a city right now. I mean, we'd have to go to war at that point, right? That would basically be, that would be a declaration on Burley's, like, that would just, right? Would have to be. Can we get through here? I guess if we can, we go around that way. Bust up the rest of the fog up there. We'll get them healed up. They're pretty damaged. This guy has very little veterancy, so I think we can disband him as well. What's the city at? 7 population. 32 food, though. We could definitely... We could just disband this guy here. Or, actually, no, back into the capital. Let's go back into the capital. We'll send him across. We'll disband this guy back into the capital as well. Many of our claims are in. These guys are hanging out, preparing to possibly reinforce a fight. Now, we won't have the reinforced mechanic yet, so we want to be careful about... We don't want to have them, like, in range of a battle. We want to be able to move them into a fight once we have reinforcements, but I don't know what would happen if they got locked into a fight, so that will be interesting to see as well as we go in that direction. Okay, we have 108 influence, getting 88 per turn. It's actually down. We lost influence somewhere? We're making less influence per turn, probably as a result of some decisions we made. Different, probably with some civics. We could enact a civic. Right now, city cap is not a problem for us, but it will be if we decide to go after another city. Army comp, we could go professional soldiers and get that +1 combat strength for our upcoming, more than likely, fight. Or we could enact war slaves and get on our commons quarters, food and industry. How many commons quarters we have in now? We got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4... We have, like, 5. I think we have 5 Danus in. We would be spending, what, if we enacted this? We'd be spending 80 influence for something like 5 food and 5 industry. That's tough. That's tough. We would get an additional 5% food by making that move, which would help. I don't think it's quite worth it yet. And then on Army Comp, if we made this choice, it would push us to... We'd have a stability reduction, but we'd get +4 influence on emblematic. Ooh, that might be interesting. That might be interesting. Okay, so we'll think about that, I think, for the next time. I'm not convinced I want to make that decision currently. Our religion is moving. We have 18 converted to our religion. We are pushing our religion up into Burley's land now as well that he claimed next to ours, so that's actually helping our religious spread. And we will be making this move on the next episode. So next episode, we use our expansionist ability on this spot and see if we can make a snag. I no doubt Burley will retaliate with an attack, and that is going to get very dicey as we jump into that. Now, I don't think that Burley has, like, too much else. We've been meandering around his land. I don't see huge amounts of armies. He's got an aggressive Free Peoples to deal with. I think we can take it. I think that works for us. We also have the decision to make about, with the rest of our influence, how are we going to build in some of our luxuries? Do we build some of those in? Do we save for a wonder? Stonehenge has been claimed by Plosif, but all the rest are available. That's fine, because I actually like all of these. It's tempting to take the stable of High Ramses, to be honest, but there's lots of good wonders available still. That's probably an option for us. Snag a wonder. If we could snag 1 wonder in this era, that actually would be pretty potent. Or, because this Free Peoples refuses to put down their city, we leave this group of 2 here, and we put in our claim here at Victoria Falls and form our 3rd city. That would be a potent move as well. Probably it's a combination of those 2 things. Okay. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of our Let's Play series featuring Commons Quarters. We're still building our Danus in as we go. If you like the content, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, and you're subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on so you know when we release these videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.